In this class, we are going to discuss two topics from your unit 1. There's taxonomical principles and tools. Okay, and as we know, living organisms exhibits astonishing diversity in their genetic makeup, form and appearance, size and shape, habits and behavior, mode of life and adaptations, ancestry, interrelation, and so on. This is called the biodiversity. That means the diversity among organisms is called biodiversity. You can see numerous organisms around us. So biodiversity is so immense and is staggering that it is humanly impossible to analyze and understand it through the study of individual organisms. So we cannot study each organism individually because numerous organisms are there. It is uncountable. So we are doing what we are doing is we are grouping these organisms into different groups according to the similarity between these organisms, and we are placing each group means similar organism in each group, and different groups are there in animal as well as plant kingdom. It is for studying that organisms. Okay. Organisms are classified chiefly on the basis of their similarities. Similarities means that may be morphological similarities or anatomical similarities or their behavior, etc. And phylogeny. Phylogeny means their ancestry. I mean their relation, and some other kind of relationship. So basically, based on the similarity, these organisms are grouped in different groups. Okay. The study of the diversity and interrelationship of organism is called systematic. So, while we are studying this group of organisms, we can see these different groups have some relations, and we need to study that interrelation also. So, while we are studying diversity, we are also going through the interrelationship between these group of organisms. So, the study of the diversity, the interrelation, and the grouping of organism, everything comes under the term systematics. Okay. So now we are going to discuss what is systematics. The term systematics is derived from the Latinized Greek word systematics, which denotes the system of classification formulated by early naturalists, notably Linnaeus. Okay. Systematics is the scientific study of kinds, diversity, and the interrelationship of organisms. In other words, it is the study of diversity and natural relationship of organisms. So, it is not only the diversity, but it also studies the interrelationship between these organisms. Okay. And what is the importance of systematics? Systematics is almost all embracing branch of biological science. So it is the basics of biological science, and it is profoundly significant in several ways. Okay, we cannot avoid systematic while we are studying life science. So it is the basics of biological science. So systematics present a vivid picture of the magnificent biodiversity of our planet and enables us to make a deep inquiry into it. It perhaps the only science that serves these purpose. Okay. It provides valuable information regarding the phylogeny of life, the mechanism of organic evolution, and the role of natural selection in evolution. While we are discussing between in the relationship of these organisms, we can understand the phylogeny as well as the evolutionary and another type of evolutionary relations like natural selection we can understand while studying these systematics. Okay. And third, it reveals the interrelationship among and between different group of organisms. Okay. While we are studying systematics, we can see that the interrelationship between different group of organisms and similarity as well as diversity among different group of organisms. It reveals the interrelationships among between different kinds of organisms that I already told you. It brings to light to the evolutionary implications of biodiversity. It also provides a very convenient method for the understanding of extant and extinct organisms. Okay, in systematics we are studying not only the living organism, but it also concerned about the extinct organisms. Okay, it provides a sound and a simple universal system for the identification and classification of organisms. So identification and classification is only a part of systematics. Okay, so based on the systematic we can identify or classify organisms. Okay, it provides a universally acceptable system of biological nomenclature. So nomenclature is also a part of systematics. You know, different organisms have different local names in different corners of the world, so it will be very difficult to identify. So in order to avoid these problems, we have a universally accepted system of naming of organism. Okay, there are certain rules are there how we have to name that organism, etc. So systematics also provides a universally acceptable system. So everyone can understand what is this organism. So universally acceptable biological system or a system of nomenclature is also a part of systematics. It serves as the basic tool for the preparation of inventory of the flora and the fauna, and considerably accelerate the growth of the other branches of biology. It plays a significant role in the study of economically important organisms, also in the growth of applied biology. So if we want to study any of the organism, you should go through the systematics. Okay, so it is the importance of systematics. We cannot study any organism without going through the systematics of that organism. Next term, it is taxonomy. You may heard about it. Taxonomy is the broad sense, the science of classification, but more strictly the classification of living and extinct organism, that is biological classification. So taxonomy is concerned with the classification of organism. In systematics we are considering the interrelationship, differences, similarities of the different group of organism, but in taxonomy it is only concerned with classifying organism, okay, or placing these organism into different groups. That is strict term, that is placing of organism in different groups. Okay, that is called classification. This is the main aim of taxonomy. Okay, the term is derived from a Greek word taxis, that means arrangement, and nomos means law. So it is the arrangement of organism based on some laws. Okay, so it is taxonomy, and taxonomy is therefore the methodology and the principles of systematic botany and zoology, and it sets up arrangements of kinds of plants and animals in hierarchies of superior and subordinate groups. So main aim of the taxonomy is it places the organism in different hierarchical system. There may be some uppermost hierarchy and it divides to form some lower hierarchies. So it places organism in a hierarchical system. Among biologists, the Linnaean system of binomial nomenclature created by Swedish naturally called Linnaeus in 70s is internationally accepted. It also has some rules for naming of the organism. It places the organism in a hierarchical system. Taxonomy places the organism in a hierarchical system. There are different categories in the hierarchical system. So it based on the its interrelationship or its similarity, we can place this organism in a specific group. As well as taxonomy also concerned with the naming of organisms. So there is a binomial naming. You may know the genus name as well as the species name. The scientific name of an organism which contains two parts, the genus name and species name. So that system of naming is introduced by Linnaeus. This is the hierarchy of organism. First, species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, kingdom, and domain. And there are different kinds of classification that we will discuss later. Five kingdom classification is there, three kingdom classification is there. Okay, so this is the hierarchy of classification. So based on the similarity or dissimilarity, we place the organism into this different category of this hierarchy. Usage of terms taxonomy. Now we are going to discuss what is the exact difference between this taxonomy and systematics. Okay, actually the systematics varies greatly from the term taxonomy, because taxonomy is concerned with only classifying organism and naming of the organism, but systematics is a more elaborate term. It includes everything. That means the study of the organism, the identification, the study of its ecological, evolutionary, phylogenetic or morphological similarity. Everything comes under the systematics. And finally the classification, the naming, this all comes under the branch systematic, and it's a wide branch, and taxonomy is only a part of systematic. So this is the difference between these two terms. And on an American evolutionist, Ernest Mayr, stated that taxonomy is the theory and practice of classifying organisms, and systematics is the science of diversity of organisms. The latter, in such a sense, therefore, has a considerable interrelation with evolution, ecology, genetics, behavior, and comparative physiology that taxonomy need to have. So, it's a broader term, systematics. And Linnaeus, you may heard about the Linnaeus, who is usually regarded as the founder of modern taxonomy and whose books considered the beginning of the modern botanical and zoological nomenclature. And he formulated some rules for assigning names of the plants and animals that was first to be used binomial name nomenclature. So although he introduced a standard hierarchy of class, order, genus, and species, his main success is so on day was providing evocable keys, making it possible to identify plants and organisms. So he introduced a term for naming of the organism. He also introduced a hierarchical system for classifying the organism, and he also prepared some keys for identifying plants and as well as animals. So he is considered as the father of systematics. So the hierarchy include kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. This was Linnaeus' way of classifying organism. Even now we are using the same system. Okay, the top is the kingdom. Kingdom is the most diverse category. There are 6 different kingdoms: bacteria, archaea, protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. Okay. Species is the least diverse and most specific of all levels. Species group, it's a group which contain only very similar organism, almost the same organism. Okay, and there are over 1000 species. Every living organism can be classified into specific kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Every organism is placed in this hierarchical system. So this is the founder of taxonomy as well as the systematics, called Linnaeus. So thank you. Today we are discussing only this much. You can prepare note. Thank you.